What's up? So this is a test we're running this week to send about 50,000 emails over the next 10 days, purely so we can test deliverability. Because deliverability in the cold email space has seemed to change a lot in the last 2 to 3 weeks, and I don't see anyone talking about it for some reason. And so this is just something where we're doing this internally. Figure I would share all the results that we get from this test and at least let you know that we're doing this test, right? And so some of the weird things that we've been seeing recently is that our Gmail inboxes, when emailing to other Gmail inboxes, just aren't getting delivered, right? And so that caused me to be, okay, we need to look into email service provider matching right now. And so we're running a pretty in-depth test to figure that out. We're doing it with RB2B's infrastructure because they have a massive TAM. They have the best results of, I think, anybody I've ever heard of, honestly, when it comes to AI scaled outbound, right? I mean, our best performing campaign for every 8 emails we sent, we get 1 sign up. Their best average campaign, we send 50 emails to get 1 sign up. And then just general universe, non-ICP, non-ideal customer fit, for every 200 emails, we sign somebody up, right? So they have a bunch of those metrics that we just know, and they have a massive TAM. And I was like, you know what? So let's use their infrastructure and let's do a massive, massive test. And so what you're seeing here is we're going to be, there's a few different criteria of segmentation that we're doing, and these are all multiplicative to create about 28 campaigns that we're going to be running right now to test everything we can to have good data on it, right? So the very first segment is between Smart Lead, which we've been using for years, and a new tool we've been using the last 3 months called SaaSmail. This is an internal tool that we have hired a developer to fully build out for us. It's an isolated sequencer, and what's really great about it is that it allows us to control our sending IP. Smart Lead's great. We freaking love them. But back in June, there was an issue where their sending IP was causing us to get 0.2% reply rates. And so we were signing up 100 people a week for RB2B, and all of a sudden it was 5 people a week. And I was like, okay, I need to figure this out. So we decided to diversify our infrastructure, and now we're using SaaSmail. And we decided to build a couple things on top of that so now we can use both at will, depending on what is delivering better. And so the way that this test is going to be done is we have it split up between both of these providers, right? And then inside of that, what we're looking at is the inboxes that we are using, of which we have 4 different providers that we are using and testing out right now. We have regular Gmail inboxes. We have Mailreef inboxes, which are a custom SMTP provider. You get your own IP address, and so your reputation is yours, for which a high intent sender like us, where we're sending 3 to 4 million emails per month for all of our clients and everybody we provide infrastructure for. Us having our own IP when we're sending or on the email level is actually advantageous because our emails, every single one has multiple AI lines, they look handwritten, and they're very effective. And so people don't hit spam as often with our emails. And so Mailreef is great for that. The second segment that we're looking at is we're looking at 2, they're technically competitors to each other. We're looking at a tool called Scaled Mail, and we're looking at another tool called Hypertide. Okay, both of these use a custom Outlook setup to be able to deliver emails better. And so we have 2 sequencers in conjunction with 4 email service providers that we use to send emails. And then the last thing that we're doing is we're evaluating the inboxes that we are sending these emails to. And there's 4 of those. There's recipients who are using Gmail. There's recipients that are using Outlook. There are recipients that are using custom email service providers. So they just have a custom setup. And then the last one is enterprise ESPs. So these is pretty much everybody else is what we're calling it. These are people who use Proofpoint, Barracuda, Spamhaus. These are the ones that have the guards up to prevent emails from getting into their servers, right? And so we're testing all of those at scale to be able to figure out what's actually delivering the best right now. We started on Sunday, just to do a quick batch. We only sent 50 emails. So do not read into any of these stats whatsoever. We sent 50 emails per segment on a Sunday. So these are not at all. But I wanted to give you an overview of kind of what we're thinking of and what we're doing when it comes to this data, right? And so what we're going to be able to do is pull in all of the data for every single campaign that we're running across both sequencers, right? And what I'll be able to compare when this is all said and done And once again, I'll share those results the second that we have those, just transparently. I don't have a horse in this race at all. I don't care what tool does the best. I just want to know which one's the best so we can use it for all of our customers and advise them properly, right? And so overall, we'll be able to segment between, okay, which sequencer is performing better. We'll be able to look at which one of our inbox infrastructures are performing better, right? We'll be able to look at which recipients are performing better. But additionally, with any of these other segments, we'll be able to look at these. And so I could break this down and look at it, okay, per smart lead, per SaaS mail. I can also look at it based on, if I wanted to look at it with the ESP that we're using as well. So I'll be able to splice the data in any way I can. And so I'm super interested to hear like what data here is like important for you to understand. Am I thinking about this correctly? Or is there like other stuff that you guys would like to see as you're looking at this? Because we'll be running this for 10 days and then we'll publish everything that we found, once again, just in a transparent manner, right? And so a couple things, I'll kind of finish this with my thoughts, just kind of what I'm seeing in the marketplace when it comes to cold email infrastructure and some hypotheses that I have that could totally end up being incorrect. But we've been doing email deliverability in this game for a while now, so we have some opinions, right? The very first thing I think is that diversifying sequencers is going to become important, because there are times when Instantly is just not doing anything good, and then there's times when Smart Lead isn't doing anything good, and then there's times when even SaaS Mail isn't doing that good, which caused one of the other reasons that caused us to switch to SaaS Mail is I did an initial test back in July, and this is what we had, right? We tested 4 different clients, and for one of them, we had a 2x multiplier on results, and for 3 of our clients, we had a 5x multiplier on results. And this was after Smart Lead fixed the header stuff, right? And so we've been using it since then because it just delivers better. But once again, we're going to look at the data and see what it is. But even if it comes back and it's not that good, I'm still going to keep SaaS Mail, or use both, I should say, because the ability for us to be able to control our sending IP at any point in time, which we do not have control over when we're on Smart Lead, is super important for us to be able to do that, right? So anyways, a couple things, hypotheses, things that I'm seeing is that I think that because we're going to use multiple sequencers, what we're building a system that sits above the sequencer that is able to plug into any sequencer we want. So with one click of a button, we can publish a campaign and it will we can distribute leads based on what's working right now, which kind of leads me into my next point, is that segmenting campaigns based off of the target's email service provider and matching your inboxes with theirs is going to be super key, right? And one of the things with that is you might be wondering, like, how the heck are we figuring that out? I recently stumbled on Email Guard. It is sick. It allows you to do inbox placement tests inside of campaigns, and it also allows us to be able to forward domains as well. And so something else that's going on is that someone can look up your IP and be like, hey, this guy's forwarding 200 domains to the single domain. All those other domains must be used for cold email. Let's suppress them, right? And so what this does is it adds a domain forwarding. Where's it at? Yeah, hosted domain redirects. You can have that in there. So that way you can forward domains at scale, and it's camouflaged. And so I think that's something that could become important. We're also doing another test completely on that right now that I might or might not publish, but it's basically a test where we're looking at where getting your domains from. Does it matter if you get them from Cloudflare or Porkbun? And then also, does it matter if you host the domain redirects? And so we'll some data on that too to answer some of those theories. Email Guard is really great. You can also use a code to get like 5% off called Email Guard 5. We've been loving them, and they've been giving us really good data. But then we're using their API endpoint to check the email service provider of the people that we're sending the emails to, right? And so we have these tables that are pushing through about 50,000 leads. We have another table that's feeding into this, and we're able to use this endpoint right here, and it tells us what is the email service provider of the recipient that we're dealing with. There's also something else that I learned inside of Clay, just as a quick tip in Clay, is that if you're like, hey, how can I split up campaigns without like getting too crazy? Basically, what I did is just add a randomizer formula in here. So output something 1 through 4. And basically, if it's a 1, then it's going to go to a Gmail campaign. If it's 2, it's going to go to MailRay. If it's a 3, if it's going to go to that. And then you just build formulas on the second page or whatever that then route all of the campaigns, each lead to all the different campaigns based on that randomization. So now we're evenly distributing leads, and we aren't having to go through the headache of like building out like 28 different pathways. We just create one dynamic formula. I thought that was pretty cool. Something I figured out today. This is a message that we're sending people. And so anyways, so this is what we're doing. Would love to hear your feedback on if there's anything that you guys would like to see as we're doing this test publicly. But really, it's just an effort to. I don't see anybody doing public email deliverability tests right now. In fact, I see a lot of people in the cold email space being kind of quiet about results right now because I think a lot of people are maybe secretly being affected by deliverability and maybe not talking about it. I'm not sure. It's just a theory. But yeah, we just wanted to share this with everybody out here. So if you have any questions, let us know. Look forward to the results and have a great day.